Okay, hello everybody, welcome aboard. Here is your warm-up. Go ahead and find the equation of the line that the following tables represent. This is from before the break, so I totally get if you're not feeling 100% on this, so let's see what we can do. Pause the video, see if you can remember how to do this, and then unpause because we're just about ready to go. Okay, everybody, can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's take a look at this. So we're writing the equation of a line given these tables. This is, by the way, what a level 2 will look like on your skill check on Thursday. Um, Level 1 is going to be where I give you the graph of a line, and you tell me its equation. So remember back when we were graphing lines and it was like you actually looked. Don't write any of this down. I'll just show you what it looks like really quick. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. So it's like if I had this line here, let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Like, what's the equation of that line? So you would see that it touches the y-axis at 2, and then it goes up 1, right 2. So it's y equals 1 half x plus 2. That's the idea. That's the idea. But that's okay. That's okay. That is totally part of the plan. So the idea here, guys, is that we're writing equations like y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope, that's your change in y over change in x fraction, and b is your y-intercept, where it touches the y-axis. So the first thing we've got to do is we've got to check if these are indeed linear tables. Let's see here. I wonder if, let's see, Holland, do you remember how to check if these are linear? Talk to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. That's right, because 5 is on the y side, and that's my change in y, and then 3 is on the x side, that's my change in x. So 5/3 is the slope. Beautiful. But now I don't have the y-intercept. Do you know where I can find how I can get the y-intercept? I'm glad we're talking. So the y-intercept is the place where the x is 0. So it's the place where x is 0, because if it's at 0 comma something, so since this doesn't have that, we have to make one, like this. So if 3 turned into 0, how much did it change, Holland? It went down 3, right? And in order to make sure that this became 5/3 when I divided them, how much does this have to change? That's right. And if 0 goes down 5, what does it go down to? If 0 goes down 5 from where it is, what does it turn into? Yeah. And that's my y-intercept, the -5. So what would that turn my equation into here, Holland? That's right. So we're just going to turn that into 5/3 minus 5. And then actually one of the most common mistakes I see on this, Holland, is happening right now. Your equation is missing something. Do you see what it's missing? X, yes. Don't forget your x right next to the slope. How many of us either got that or after seeing that once are like, oh, okay, yep, I remember those. I remember those. Good. That's what we're looking for. Totally. That's why that's why I did this as a warm-up, guys. I wanted to make sure you were feeling really good about this because this is a level 2 on our skill check in a couple of days, and it's going to lead us right into our level 3s, okay? Let's see here. Let's get a little bit of help. Sasha, what about number 2? How did you check to make sure number 2 was linear? Decrease of 2. Hmm. Okay. Beautiful. Now it looks bad, but it might be okay. Let's check the other side. Or up to, right? Yeah, perfect. Mm-hmm. Awesome. And when we divide those, 2 over -2, Negative 3 over 3 and 4 over negative 4. Do we get the same answer? Yeah, what is it? Awesome. So we know that the slope here is negative 1. Awesome. How did you find the 0? Mm-hmm. So you put the 0 up here. Perfect. Or very good, plus 1, because I need 1 divided by negative 1 to be negative 1. And what does that turn that into? 5. Awesome. And that means my y-intercept is 5. So Sasha, once and for all, what's the equation for this line? Awesome. 5 minus 1x, and then I'm going to simplify that a little bit. Do you know what I need to do to simplify it, Sasha? That's okay. I'm glad. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, let's get rid of that 1. Now it's simplified. How many of us either got that or see how Sasha got that and aren't too concerned about those? You guys feel like you can manage those level 2s? Yes, go ahead. Sure. Of course, absolutely. You could do y equals negative x plus 5. That's just as good. And similarly, you could do y equals negative 5 plus 5/3 x. That's also totally acceptable over here. Very good. Let's see here, guys. It's the 90th day of school. You know, 90 has more divisors, 12 of them, than any number less than it, and so it's what we call a highly composite number. Can we come up with all 12 divisors of 90? Go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, 6, 9. No. 45, 15, 90. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're missing 2. 30. We need one more. Do I? Is it? 18. Yes. 18. There you go. There it is. Hooray. Happy International Kite Day. I'm assuming it's the kind you fly, not the geometric shape. Right? You guys know what I'm talking about? Like the geometric shape of a kite is like one of those. Yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. What is our first essential question? And I would love to get some help from Gracie. What's our first essential question today?
Our first essential question is, how can we write the equation of a line in the slope-intercept form given 2 points it passes through? You're writing it in a kite. That's a great kite.
Oh boy, I don't know if this is gonna work.
It just cuts off at the very bottom. Yeah,
Uh,
that's some
The H. There you go. There it goes. How can we write the equation of a line given 2 points that it passes through? Our Jeopardy is the periodic table of elements. Number 10, Ne 21.18. That is indeed neon. Neon is the correct answer. And then, yes, indeed, Utah State Park says Dead Horse is what it's called. It's called Dead Horse. Where Dead Horse Point is at Dead Horse State Park. I did that. I'm gonna say I feel like I did pretty good, pretty good on that one. I feel very pleased with myself on that one. If you love horses, I'm sorry. All right, here we go. Let's get to it, guys. Underneath all this, got a pencil? Okay, we can do better than that. Got a pencil? Okay, today's topic is points to equations. So if I'm going to just give you a pair of points, you're going to be able to come up with the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points. So for instance, negative 2 comma negative 20 and 5 comma 22. So if I want the equation of the line that goes through those 2 points, you can kind of visualize that. If I go left 2, down 20, put a dot, right 5, up 22, and put a dot and connect them with a line, that line's going to have a slope and a y-intercept. And we actually have enough information in order to find it because If you have 2 points, guys, how many different lines could I draw going through them? Only one. So if that, and that's the thing, if I give you enough information that this is only one thing, we should have enough information to write the equation of that line. So you might be wondering how we manage that. So there's a couple ways to do it. My instinct, guys, is to create the world's teeniest, tiniest table. So if we make a teeny tiny table and put this information in it, basically it turns into one of our warm-up problems, except with the added bonus. If you have 2 points, guys, is there always going to be a line that can connect them? Yeah. So we don't have to even check if that's linear. If there's only 2 points, it's guaranteed to be linear. So using this, guys, can you come up with the change in y over change in x fraction and the secret zero that's going to give me my y-intercept for this line here? Give it a try, and this is what a level 3 looks like on your skill check, by the way. Teach, teach! That's me.
Like the normal equations have x over y. Why is it y over x?
So the reason that it's the change in y over change in x is because it's about like unit rate. Like x is our independent variable and y is our dependent variable. And so when we're talking about speed limits, for example, what feels more intuitive, miles per hour or hours per mile?
Miles per hour.
Miles per hour. Could you imagine if the speed limits were like, hey, make sure you take 2 hours to go half a mile? You know what? If it was giving you hours per mile, and it's dependent divided by independent, and so that's why it's change in y over change in x.
Okay, so you would, if you were to put change in y over change in x into a graph, you just do the x and the y.
Yeah. So the yeah exactly yeah. That's the thing. That's the hard part. It's like x comma y.
Like putting in a y or an x, but they're flipped. Because like sometimes there's not like a y or an x-axis. So sometimes you just don't know.
Sometimes you just have what?
Sometimes I just don't know if it's y over x or x over y.
So when we're talking about the slope, it is always change in y over change in x, and it's never anything different. There's like I can't even remember what it's called. There is a kind of equation where you write change in x over change in y, but I didn't learn about it until I was in my master's program, and like I don't even remember what it's called. Like nobody writes their equations like that. Like it's very 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 rare. Okay. Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see here. Arden, were you able to find the change in y over change in x fraction for this? 6 over 1. And how did you get that? Mm-hmm. It's an increase of 7. Very good. And then an increase of 42. And that reduces by 7, yeah, to 6 over 1. Beautiful. Love that. And then were you able to find the y-intercept? And what was that? And how did you get that? So, up to? Uh-huh. I don't think so. Or added 12. Yes. Uh-huh. Very good. Beautiful. And there's my b. So what does that make my equation, Arden? Awesome. So that's mathematically correct, Arden, but you'd actually get dinged on your skill check for that being not simplified. So how can I fix that? Just 6x. Very good. Very good. How many of us got y equals negative 8 plus 6x or y equals 6x minus 8 or plus, yeah, minus 8? And so see how we got that. That's it. That's how you get a level 3 on this thing, is that you were able to make those tables and that you're able to tell me the, yeah, there we go. Hello. Ah, okay. So that's a great question. So Carol's asking, how do we know to add 12? Here's how we know to add 12. We know that we have to add 2 to negative 2 to make it to 0, right? And here's the other thing. I know that this number divided by 2 has to give me this number, 6. So what number divided by 2 would give me 6? And that's where the positive 12 came from. Since if that's a plus 12, 12 divided by 2 is 6, and my slope is still 6. It hasn't changed the slope. That's exactly how we knew that. Does that make sense, Carol? Beautiful. Very good. Yes, go ahead, John. What? Oh, sure. That's fine. Of course, you don't have to ask her to use the garbage at any time. I was worried there. I was like, can I empty this? It's like overflowing, and I was worried it was like I don't know what I thought it was. I think I thought it was some kind of like chemical like Mr. Peterson, this sulfuric acid's overflowing. Can I just empty it out somewhere? You like throw it in the garbage and it melts through and like, well, I don't know what's right under here. Uh, is it the hallway? Is it? I think it's the hallway that's like in front of like the art room and stuff. I think that's where we are. I think that's where we are. Let's see here. You ready for another one? All right. Got a pencil? Find the equation of the line that goes through 6 comma negative 9 and negative 1 comma 5. 6 comma negative 9 and negative 1 comma 5. See what you guys can do with that? You can make a teeny tiny table, or if you want to do something different, you're absolutely welcome to do that. See what you can make sense of and teach. James, what worked better, hydroponics or soil? Soil, really? Okay. Look at that. Good to know. Sure, and I think the idea is that they might not grow as well, but I think it's more efficient, like water wise is the story. You guys can also talk to each other about that. Well, not about the soil. Well, I mean, I guess about the soil, but about this particular problem. How are you handling it? All right. How's that coming, guys? Thumbs up, all done. Index finger, you need a little more time. Waving hand, you need a lot more time. Thumbs down, we're stuck somewhere. Okay, looks like a lot of us are there. A couple index fingers, though. Why don't we give that another 15 seconds? 15 seconds. Oh. All right. Or should I say, all right. All right. Go with the The Aussie cut, right, crikey, let's get there. See if I can't get a little help here. Mate, did you feel good about the equation you came up with here? Let's talk about it then. What'd you do to find the equation of the line that pierces through these 2 points? So you make a teeny tiny table, and you get 6, -9, -1, 5. Beautiful. And then what'd you do then? That's a decrease in 7. Voices off over there, please. Increase of 14. 14 over -7, if you don't mind. No, how dare you? You're quite all right. No worries. Keep going. Right, we got our secret 0. Oh, beautiful. There you go. That's a -6. And so what's this side have to be? I'm glad we're talking. Let's see here. Can you reduce this, 14 divided by -7? What does it reduce to? Punch them in your calculator. That's okay. That's what it's there for. Remember, your calculator's there to sort of relieve a lot of the stress, because how many of you have noticed that calculating-wise, this isn't very tricky? How many of you have noticed that calculation-wise, this isn't so tricky? But concept-wise, it gets a little bit heady sometimes, right? Like you kind of forget what you're doing. I know that I often forget not to use this number as my y-intercept, that's just giving me instructions. What's 14 over -7? Right, that's -2. So what I need this to do here, mate, is I need something divided by -6 to give me -2. What number divided by -6 is going to give me -2? So that would be the other way around, right? If I did 3 divided by -6, I'd get a -1/2. That's okay. Watch this. There's actually a shortcut here. Oh, crikey, I've got to sing this song in an Australian accent. I don't know how I'm going to be able to manage. Let's see here. Okay, let's just go to give it a second for the page to come up. Oh, TI SmartView TM emulator software for the TI-30X/TI-34 multi-view. TM calculators, Texas Instruments, validating software license, ... crikey, didgeridoo, koala, dingoes. There we go. So here's a little trick that you can do, mate. If you're not sure, you can always do this and will always work, young lady. If you take this number, your change in x, and multiply it by this number, your slope, you will always get this number, your change in y. So let's do it. -6 times -2. And what do we get? +12. That means this is an increase of 12. And -9 plus 12 is, crikey, what is -9 plus 12? There you go, -9 plus 12. And that is indeed 3. So there's my slope. There's my y-intercept. So, mate, what's my equation going to be? Beautiful. How many of us got y equals 3 minus 2x, or y equals -2x plus 3? You guys feeling good on that? Great, love it. You guys are doing great. I think you guys deserve a point. Can I get a big Aussie? Oi, oi, oi! And there was a medium Aussie. Oi, oi, oi at best. Lincoln, go ahead. Sure. Go ahead, Claire. Oh, I did, didn't I? Since my timer was off, and it still is. I think I need new batteries in that guy over there because it's 5 minutes off, isn't he? You guys deserve a couple of extra points here. There you go, because I did not give you that. That's right. It's true. It's true. Thank you, Claire, for keeping me honest. Okay, here we go. Got a pencil? All right, let's see here. What if I wanted the equation of the line piercing through 16,11 and -8,8? Go ahead, folks. See what you can do with it. Can you come up with an equation representing the line that pierces through those 2 points? Give it a shot, and here we go. Teach, mates.
Okay.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yes, very simple. Yeah, I'll tell you, if you actually do this with point stacks, it'll totally work. It'll totally work. It just might get a little... Yeah. And the thing is that If you put it, I'll show. Let's talk about it on this one specifically. Let's talk about it on this one specifically because there's something that's a little subtle on point sticks that we got to be careful if we're going to use that. And then Nathan, what's yours on?
It's me and Xander.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
What do you got for me?
We made a pinball.
Homemade pinball machine. That is pretty cool. I'm here for that. Absolutely. Does it keep score?
Yeah.
Is that? I was going to say that'd probably be the hardest part for me if I had to make a pinball. I like that. He just stands by it. 23, 38, 42, 445. Yes, John. Excuse me. Yes, sir. Oh, sure. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Hello there, Sophia.
If both of these numbers are negatives, does that mean that the fraction is just negative altogether, or does it turn positive?
It would turn positive because a negative divided by a negative is always positive. A negative divided by a negative is always positive, as they say. Well, hold on. Is that? Wait a minute. Even if you have complex numbers, is that always true? Oh dear. Crikey. That bothers me. So, because of complex numbers, sometimes a negative times a negative can be a positive. But I don't think that works the other way. I feel like a negative divided by a negative is always a negative. Or always a positive. Was that right? I think that's right. Oh, crikey. That bothers me, it does. How is that? I'm going to have to talk to me math teacher buddies about that one. Okay. Can I get you guys back up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see if I can't get a little help out there. Carol, how'd you manage this guy? Hey, so sorry, can't hear Carol. Carol, what'd you do to manage this guy? You made yourself a teeny tiny table. And that's just fun to say, especially in an Aussie accent. Teeny tiny table. 16 and 11. And then negative 8 and 8. Okay, keep going. A decrease of 24. A decrease in 3. Oh, negative 24 over negative 20 over negative 20 over negative 3 is 8. Now you got to watch out, Carol. You've made a slight mistake here. That's okay. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Remember, is negative 24 me changing x or is that me changing y? Yeah, that's me changing x. And that one's me changing y. So how would that change what you did? Yeah, negative 3 over negative 24. Let's get those voices off, please. It's no wonder she's having a hard time concentrating with all that chatterboxing. So let's see here, negative 3 over negative 24. I'm just going to punch that in there. And you get yourself 1/8. 1/8. Just flip it around. 1/8. Now, what would you do from here, Carol? That's quite all right. Go for it. It's an increase of 8. Oh, yeah, you could do 8 times 1/8. Absolutely. You could do 8 times 1/8. That'll always work when we were talking to May. That's exactly right. And that's 1. That's okay. I think it's good to see that because then, well, you know, if you're not sure, you can always do that. You can take your change in x, multiply it by your slope, and it'll give you your change in y. So that's an increase of 1, which means that's what? 9. And then what does that mean my equation is? How many of us were able to get y equals 9 plus 1/8 x, or y equals 1/8 x plus 9? Something like that. Feeling good about that. Excellent. Very good. I think we got time for another one. Let's see here. Uh, let's see. Good a pencil. Okay, tell me, what is the equation of the line that goes through, let's see here, 9 comma 2 and 21 comma negative 6? Give that one a shot, see how it goes, and teach. All right. Hang on, I'm gonna get me a fresh battery from my clock. The clock's out of wax here. Oh, Stephen, what's this one about, eh? Can evolution be accelerated? I like that.
Yep.
You know what? According to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the answer's correct. Yes, absolutely. They've never steered me wrong yet. Oh, crikey. Got 4 seconds. Nah. Yeah, there you go. Okay. So I believe this speed array is probably dead. All finished. Get that set to 8:30. As you do. Okay. Beautiful. That'll be 5 minutes for the Aussie, even on the slow clock. Okay. Why don't we give that another minute 30? Maybe just another minute. You guys can check with each other. You don't have to. It's okay. Hey, I expect you when I say teach, you guys say, okay, you guys are good to check with each other. Please do.
So it's 6. How is it 6? Just trust me, it's 6.
Let's find out. Let's find out.
So it's 4.
Okay, can I get you in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Let's see here. Stephen, what is your first step here? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. How'd you do that? I gotcha. Now, so did you? So it's almost kind of like you were using the slope formula for that one. Like, and so what is the difference between 9 and 21? 12, okay. And then how about for 2 and negative 6? 8. Okay. So 8/12 should reduce to 2/3. Oh, yeah. Should be a -8. Very good. And that's the thing. That's the thing with the slope formula, that when people use the slope formula instead of point stacks or teeny tiny tables, that can kind of happen there, right? So you got to make sure you're careful with that. Beautiful. Love it. And then what'd you do? Mm-hmm. Which one? Oh, so you made a teeny tiny table ultimately. Okay. 9, 2, 21, negative 6. And then you got your secret 0. Keep going. Yeah. Yeah. Did you go from the 9 or from the 21? Could you come from the 9 or from the 21? Yeah, that makes the most sense to me, but you're allowed to do whatever you want. And so, again, there's a couple things. You could say, well, if that increases by 9 or decreases by 9, that's got to increase by 6. Or you could always just do negative 9 times negative 2/3. That would also work. If you did negative 9 times negative 2/3, that's not a 3. There we go. And that's an increase of 6. And then 2 plus 6 gives me 8. So what does that make my equation? Beautiful. How many of us got y equals negative 2/3 x plus 8, or y equals 8 minus 2/3 x? Feeling good about this? Excellent. These are level 3s. These are level 3s, guys. Tomorrow, I actually made a mistake. The level 2 isn't a table. The level 2 is just finding the slope between the 2 points. So what we were doing yesterday. So not even finding the equation, just the slope. So we'll talk more about leveling tomorrow, and then we'll do. I think we've got a castle siege for that one, so we'll see if we can make that happen. I want to make that a castle siege. I'll see if we can. But we'll go over the leveling really quick too. That's what I got for you guys. Thank you so much. There is a self-assessment tonight. If you'll do that, put your calculators away, head back to your assigned seat. The last 5 minutes are yours. Please hang out in your assigned seat.